Hey, everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see Big Ben Roethlisberger, and the Pittsburgh Steelers as they take on Phillip Rivers and the LA Chargers. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and we are at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and our home team. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, look, some might say that football is a young man's fancy, so to speak, but don't tell that to these two quarterbacks because they come in here with a lot, and I mean a lot, of NFL experience.
Hey, I like the young Turks. I like the Baker Mayfields. I like the Patrick Mahomes. I like the Lamar Jacksons. But I do like those grizzled veterans who know how to play the game, know how to run their team, and know how to handle difficult situations. Maybe I'm just showing my age, too.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Chargers' all-time passing leader, Phillip Rivers, who's been their starter since 2006, trotting onto the field. And I'll tell you what, he may be just a couple of years from 40, but he can still do it. You look back to 2018, some people were whispering MVP and Rivers in the same breath with what he did in that campaign. Especially impressive in 2 December primetime victories, one against the Steelers, one against the division rival Chiefs. And although things ended not quite how they wanted in the playoffs to New England, Phillip Rivers still feels like he has a lot left in the tank. The numbers on the ground for LT from last week: 18 carries, 56 yards, and a touchdown.
They've got a nice scheme going right now, and they run the football pretty well. In fact, I was talking with him on the field before the game, and he said he's starting to hear from the guys ahead of him on the rushing yardage total, and they want to know if he's going to jump up there and join them at the top of the list.
No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Now Rivers. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
On 1st and 10, Rivers. And it's complete to Antonio Gates. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Single slot.
Tomlinson again, a first down carry. And a short gain down to about the 33. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. And they're going to be tough to throw on, no doubt. Currently ranked 3rd in the NFL against the pass.
And when you're getting ready to face the #1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rivers. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now?
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers and Rivers after the sack. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And the pressure gets to him again. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
On is the Chargers punter now. Back deep for the Steelers, Antonio Brown. He gets it away, and I think they'll smartly play keep away here from Brown.
Good work, boys.
So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. Leading them out is the former first-rounder from all the way back in 2004 from Miami of Ohio, Ben Roethlisberger.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Roethlisberger. That one complete to Bettis. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. They go play action now. Roethlisberger. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
They can't stop us, baby. Every time it's a sack. Come on.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Fielded just inside the 20. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Rivers from the gun on 3rd down. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
On is the Chargers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. "47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Go, go, go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Block 80! Go. Go. Block 80!
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Black 20. Check 56. Coming this way. Coming this way. Here we go. Here we go. Black, what's that?
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Well, they tried to swing it out left and in the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
2nd and 12 after the 1st down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. The starting 11 now for Los Angeles on the defensive side of the ball. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
They're not an elite unit. They're not, as what you'd say, the top part of the league against the run. They're a solid group, though. They do a good job. What they're looking for in this one, though, is an elite performance.
Right there, 56. You got nothing to win.
From midfield now, here's Roethlisberger. The catch made by Miller. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 30.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run it now out of the gun. About 3 yards there to the 27. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. They're never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
Here's Roethlisberger. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And he will not get what he needed as he stops short of the first down at around the 22. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job here of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And his kick is right there. It's good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Done. 180.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Rivers going deep here for Allen. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. On 3rd down, Rivers. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Now on 2nd and 13. Rivers. Quick hitter here. It's complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. On 3rd down. Rivers. That one's complete to Tomlinson. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to the running game. It's Tomlinson. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, It's low. They find some open field here. Oh, and now some space to operate. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Chargers have taken the lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. A reminder, coming up tomorrow night, Monday Night Football. It's the Packers' second home primetime game in 3 weeks as they host their NFC North rivals, the Detroit Lions. Kickoff 8:15 Eastern, 7:15 Central. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. And a give this time to the tailback. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up 1st downs, that big guy, oh, he's a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. They'll find Miller. That's complete. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. From the gun, a run for Johnson. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. To throw here, Roethlisberger. And he connects with Vance McDonald. And he will have the 1st down as he's brought down up near midfield. First target, 1st catch, and a 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the 1st on 3rd. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And yes, complete to the tight end, McDonald. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
he wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And how about this, a fake? And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out, and the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid game. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Now Tomlinson on 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4. To throw on 2nd and 6. Rivers firing quickly here, and that's complete. Coming into the week, he's the NFL's leader in receiving yards. There's his first catch, and it's good for a first down. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. First down, Rivers. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first. Here's Rivers. He'll get this one complete to Winslow. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Throwing again on 2nd down. Rivers. And this is complete. It's Allen. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 2nd touchdown on the season. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough. Otherwise, they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route running ability.
Point after try forthcoming. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Now Roethlisberger. And hauled in by the tight end Miller. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Looking to throw again on second down. Roethlisberger. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Roethlisberger will throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Ward. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one goes for 30 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. He hit his first, this one from 38. And his kick is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in this last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In the game you're watching, it's the veteran Phillip Rivers who's up to his old tricks. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
Let's go.
The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. On 2nd and 11 now. Roethlisberger, and he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. The Steelers send out their punter now. On, we think, to punt, though he's faked it earlier, but he was unsuccessful. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Rivers to throw it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers, and Rivers after the sack. Working out of the gun, Rivers. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a first down for L.A. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
They'll run on first down. Tomlinson, and he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Rivers, he's got a man. That's Keenan Allen. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Third and short yardage, Rivers. And a quick throw here, that's complete. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Play fake. Rivers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
230. 56. No chance.
Now Ben on 3rd and long. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Roethlisberger now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Black 20. 56. All right. Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go. Lock it.
Again, they'll run with Bettis. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And that will be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
A pass there over the middle to start things out. And he's able to get up here to the 26. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's Tomlinson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Off the play fake here, Rivers. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
On is the Chargers punter now as he's on to kick it away. a spin. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. 25 yards that time.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Play action. Now Roethlisberger. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. That one complete to Bettis. And they do get this across midfield to the 49, but a small consolation prize is he's well short of the 1st.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. The Steelers send out their punter now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away.
Let's go, baby.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
390. 58.
Rivers from the gun on 3rd down. Open man, it's Allen. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Rivers now. A perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Play action now. Rivers firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Give him 12 yards there. The Chargers have a 1st down. Back now at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. It's Charger football, and they've got the lead as well as we begin the 4th quarter. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Rivers now. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Roethlisberger. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. It's a gain of 5, and that'll make this a 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a 1st down. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 22-yard line.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll make it a 2nd down. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down.
I can't believe they even let you play.
Running from the gun, Johnson. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. He's got his man here. It's Green. And he will have the 1st down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to 1.
1st and goal, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion here are musts. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
That defensive front four has been very good. They have just not let the running game get going, have they?
Not at all. In fact, the entire offense just looking a little bit out of sync in this one.
Yeah, sometimes this is why coaches like 4-down defensive linemen, they feel like they can cover more ground when defending the run.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. This is Bettis on the draw. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It'll be a gain of 4, but it'll bring us now to a 3rd and goal.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there. His 1st touchdown on the year. As they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point, because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. So a big play now as the Steelers will go for 2. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And he's got it. The conversion good, and we are tied in the fourth. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done. Get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Phillip Rivers and his Chargers about ready to take over again. And he has not really been able to have a lot of comfort back there in the pocket. Pressure's been coming at him a lot, hasn't it?
And they've got to figure out how to tamp down that pressure. How do they decrease it? Is it getting rid of the football quicker? Shorter drops? Maybe they do something different with their pass blocking and their protection schemes. Maybe you meet them on the line of scrimmage instead of retreating to try and protect your quarterback. They've got to figure something out, though, because you cannot let your guy get hit that much, not if you intend to win.
Yeah, I know they'd like to erase that video and those 4 sacks that they've seen so far. They stay on the ground. Tomlinson.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They go play action. Rivers going deep here. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 36. He was trying to get that one to Allen that time. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Here's Roethlisberger. Got a man. It's Brown. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. We come up here on 1st and 10. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. From the 16, Roethlisberger. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking...
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter.
Did you see them hold up 4 fingers at the start of the 4th quarter?
They were ready.
They were definitely ready. They may or may not have done that, but they certainly have played that way. The 4th quarter has belonged to them, and now the lead belongs to them as well.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead is now 21-14. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
To throw again on second down. Rivers. And he will find Winslow. That's complete. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. And Allen's got it. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. What a throw right there for the first down. He has taken some real punishment in this game, but still standing in the pocket completing that one.
He's a flat-out warrior. There's no question about that. How about him stepping up into the teeth of the rush and delivering there for that big strike and that big pickup?
Phillip Rivers, no stranger to fourth-quarter comebacks. He's led the Chargers back to victory 26 times coming into this year. But work to do here if he wants to add another notch to the belt. Rivers throws there, complete to Allen. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. On play action, Rivers under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19.
Defense.
Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marching off yardage against them.
And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. And they give this time to the tailback. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
All right, now, 180.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Casey Hayward makes the tackle. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry. I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
A great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles. And really the difference, obviously, was that fourth quarter. They dominated.
And it has to start with believing that you can make that comeback. Because we've been in games before. We've done games where you just look at one team and realize they have no chance of making it back. Not in the one we just saw here. They did it, and they did it well.
So for Pittsburgh, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the home team here, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.